Sales analysis, 7 secrets the big guys don't share. So there are secrets to the game of building a $100 million e-commerce business. Secrets that the big players, the $100 million brands, the $1 billion companies know that you probably don't know if you're smaller than them. And today I'm going to share 7 secrets with you that are critical if you're trying to build a $100 million business or any size e-commerce business. They're secrets that will bring faster success to any size business that you're actually trying to build. And stay until the end because the last couple might surprise you. Hi there, my name is Kenneth Ott and welcome to Metacake, where we break down the principles behind creating highly successful e-commerce businesses. And today, I'm going to share with you some secrets that the biggest and most profitable e-commerce businesses leverage to build empires. And here's the thing, many of these are opposite of what you'd likely hear on forums and Facebook groups and things like that, right? These are things that the big guys, the biggest brands in the world have developed over time, and they're not very common. They're not very obvious. And I'm gonna share them with you today. And so I want to mention that I've been working with e-commerce businesses, product-based businesses for well over 20 years. And I own several and I've consulted with about 1,000 of them. I've worked with even more founders and entrepreneurs of those types of businesses. And so I've seen a lot of e-commerce and product-based businesses, ones that succeed, ones that fail. And currently, we work privately with e-commerce businesses that are targeting $10 to $100 million of growth as their goal. And so I've been able to see a lot of what the biggest brands do. Brands like Old Spice, brands like Tony Robbins, brands like Walmart. And today I'm going to share 7 secrets that literally are the difference between success and mediocre results or failure, or worse, failure and a giant waste of time, because that's what ends up happening when you don't know the right levers to pull. So let's get into it. The first secret, it's not about attribution. I could go on for hours about this little topic, right? But if you're worried about attribution, you're probably not the right size business, right? You're probably younger in your business journey. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but attribution is this thing that is sort of like the amateurs follow, right? Because they think it's the holy grail, but it's not. Attribution is not the key. It's about ad spend and marketing dollars as a ratio to revenue, right? The big guys, they know that they have to spend marketing dollars no matter what. And while all the rest of the companies, all the small guys are worried about Facebook ads not being the right ad type, and, did this ad produce the right ROAS? And, is this channel creating ROAS on this channel? By the way, ROAS, go watch my video on ROAS, because ROAS is a compound metric and you shouldn't be looking at it as a judge for your marketing success anyway. But all that to say is, while everyone else is chasing their tails around trying to figure out what ad actually produced what sale, the big guys are looking at their marketing dollars and making sure that those marketing dollars are simply in the right ratio to revenue and that they're spending enough in the right places. And this means that no matter what the platforms do, and no matter if the platforms deplatform them, and no matter what the economic climate is, they always win because they look at it at a high level, right? They look at it as spend that needs to be applied into different channels to produce a result. It's not about being distracted by a Facebook ad type, or if this ad is working and this ad is not. Because ultimately, here's the deal. No one knows. Facebook is lying to you. Google is lying to you. They don't know. So stop chasing attribution. It's not about attribution. It's about how much you're spending and where you're spending it and how much revenue it's bringing in. That's the first secret. The big guys know that the rest of us don't. Number 2, brand is everything. While the other people are worried about features and benefits of their product, while you're worried about, does this, my product has all these features and this other one doesn't. While you're worried about that, big guys are making sure that they are developing a brand, right? Which is the feeling and the story that the customer wants to be a part of, right? They're developing a brand that will be their long-term moat, their barrier to entry in business. It'll be the thing that will allow you not to compete with them. That's what the big guys are building while you're worried about the products and features, the benefits and features of your products. And so while you're worried about trademarks, patents, IP, which big guys care about, but it's really less of a moat. Really, it doesn't keep competition out. They're building their brand as a moat, as a defense to any competition. So have you ever seen the same 2 types of products, right? And one may be way better than the other, in quotes, but the other one is selling better and with a bigger audience. And so have you ever seen that, right? One product where you're like, this product's way better. It's got more features, more benefits, all that kind of stuff. And this other product, like great example, Rolex versus Timex. Timex has more features and benefits. It actually keeps better time. It has more functions. It's got all these different things, but get a Rolex Submariner, doesn't keep that great time. It doesn't have a lot of features, doesn't have a lot of benefits, and it's way more expensive. And you can't even buy it if you wanted to. If you judge it just by features and benefits, one is building features and benefits. The other is building a brand that people want, a story that people want to be a part of. And that is the key. The big guys are focused on building a brand. And so you see this with Apple, you see this with Rolex, you see this specifically with Apple, with all the tech geeks all the time, right? Apple specs are much lower than other computers. Right? If you are a tech geek, you kind of know that. Yet they're more expensive than other computers, and people line up to get them. And this is why Apple still delivers. This is because Apple still delivers on the experience, but they have built a brand experience that people want so badly to be a part of that the individual specs don't matter. And the only people that care about it are the people who are focused on the specs, the geeks, and that's not actually Apple's crowd. Right? So Apple builds a brand. It's not about features and benefits. It's about a story. It's about an experience. And that is the key. So that's the second secret that the big guys don't want you to know. Brand is everything. The third one, their revenue and their profit is actually predetermined. So you think that when they report at the end of the year, oh, we made this, we made that, that's just a surprise to them. It is not. Revenue and profit are predetermined. The results the big guys get are almost guaranteed. And it can be that way for you too if you adopt this philosophy. So the beauty of e-commerce is that it's just math underneath the entire thing. In fact, all business models are just math underneath the hood. And the big guys have their math dialed in, and they've crafted a product line that ascends a customer in a way that the customer keeps on buying, right? They start to buy and then they buy the next thing and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, right? And it builds on itself. They develop products in line with their ecosystem and continually increase their customer lifetime value. So they don't just drop a new product because the founder had an idea. They develop products very strategically to go in line with their ecosystem, right? So that their customers can continue to ascend and continue to stay and embed themselves within their brand ecosystem, which increases customer lifetime value. They know exactly what a customer is worth to them. They then determine exactly what they will spend for the year to get more of those customers and what activities they're going to do to actually get more of those customers. They can do this because they know the return on a customer, since they've engineered their product and their business model to produce a return. And that is the key. A lot of people have just created a product and they just want to sell it. Now people are selling it. It's not that hard to sell 50 cents for 25 cents, right? It's not that hard to sell dollar bills for quarters, right? And that's what a lot of people are doing. But the big guys have engineered their product line and their business model to produce a return that is reliable. They then plan all of their promotions, all of their events, all of their activities that will actually be done for the entire year up front. And so while everyone else is saying, should we do a Valentine's Day sale in 2 weeks? Or what are we gonna do for Black Friday when it's October? The big guys have decided that all the way up front. And the reason that's important is from there, they know with pretty good certainty exactly what their entire year will bring in revenue. And since they have their product margins dialed in correctly, they know exactly what their profit margins are going to be. So they know what they're going to make. They know what they're going to spend, what activities they're going to do, what promotions they're going to run, what product releases they're going to have. They know all that. It's pre-planned, and it's pre-planned because it's a math equation, right? And the output is whatever revenue they want based on the activities and investment they're willing to put in. And so while others are slapping products on their site and dropping products they feel like dropping them, or doing the next great idea, or here's one, chasing a trendy marketing tactic that they heard on some Facebook group or they learned about on a forum or something like that, or another company seems to be doing, and chasing their tail all over the place, right? And changing direction all the time, which I'm making fun of it, but unfortunately is the case with so many companies that are struggling, right? The founder is changing directions constantly, right? Because I won't even get into it. There's all kinds of baggage around entrepreneurs having to like move fast and break things. That's what maybe they want you to believe. The big guys don't do that. The big guys aren't worried about all those things. They're not worried about the latest marketing tactic. They're not worried about the latest marketing platform. They're not worried about these things because they're engineering success. They're slow and methodical for a reason. And you can bash that all you want, but the most profitable companies in the world are not changing direction constantly. They're engineering the success for their entire year. So that's the third thing the big guys don't want you to know is their revenue and their profit are actually predetermined. Fourth thing the big guys don't want you to know is an email is as good as a sale. It's as good as a customer because of all the above, because they've engineered a product line and an ecosystem and a marketing system and a brand and all these things. They've engineered that for success. They know the difference and the value of various marketing channels. They know that some marketing channels are owned and some marketing channels are unowned. In fact, most marketing channels are unowned. While you may think, or many others think that they own their customers, it's actually Facebook who owns your customers. While many may think that they have a great Amazon business, it's actually Amazon who has a great business, and they don't care about you. The big guys know the value of using all channels, all marketing channels, to feed into one channel, and that is their owned channel, where they capture email or text message, but email primarily, and feed all channels into the email channel. And they have a brand, and they have a product, and a product ecosystem and an email marketing machine engineered to take someone from a subscriber to a long-term fan who buys from them again and again and again. So while others are marketing here and there, trying to get someone to buy on their first click, like Facebook ad to purchase, and that's not working so well right now. That's why. While others are doing that, the big guys understand the objective is to get the email, to get the customer into their owned channel and play the long game of making that email, that potential customer, a long-term customer, and then a long-term fan. So that's the fourth thing the big guys know that you may not know. The fifth thing the big guys don't want you to know is you should know your customers, right? Know your customers and know that you are not your customer. Okay, so the big guys know their ideal customer at a deep level. I call them e-commerce avatars. And I'm not talking about simple demographic stuff. I'm talking about the way the customer thinks, the reason they do things, their psychographic information. Learn that word if you don't know it. That is what the big guys know that you don't know. The psychographic information about their customers. And they know them in detail. They know why they buy. They know the result that customer wants in life. They know how their brand and their products play into the journey that the customer is on to get that result. They know the aspiration of the customer in life. They know how the customer likes to shop. They know all those things and more. And they use these avatars to make all decisions, right? Whether it's product decisions, whether it's marketing decisions, whether it's design decisions, which means they don't make decisions based on what they want because they may not be their target customers. They being the founder, they being the boss, they being the CEO or the board. The big guys don't make decisions based on what they want. They make decisions based on what their target customers want because they know their target customers at a deep level. So while others are judging marketing campaigns and product releases and website designs and more on what they like, I've been around so many entrepreneurs that will see a marketing campaign or a website design and be like, I don't like that. I want to change everything. It doesn't matter what you like. I mean, it does if you don't want to make money, but if you want to make money, it matters what the customer likes, right? Not what you like. The big guys know that, right? The big guys don't care about what they like. The big guys care only about what the target customer likes. But of course, that takes knowing who your target customers are at a very deep level. And that is something that the big guys know as well and something you should know as well too. Number 6, the sixth thing the big guys know that you may not know is the big guys become the only one. This is maybe the biggest strategic secret that I can share with you. The big guys are playing a game where their goal is to become the only logical option for their target customer if that target customer wants a certain result. The big guys are not comparable, and that is an intentional strategy. It doesn't just happen. It's not just happenstance that no one is a direct comparison to Apple. These companies, the big guys, work hard to understand their unique advantages, and then they leverage those unique advantages to a unique set of customers, right? Specifically decided customers, so that they are the only choice for those customers to get that outcome, right? So while others are chasing other brands while you're chasing your competitors' brands and becoming more like your competitors in the branding, in the design, in your website, in your marketing, in your product line, etc. While you're doing that, the big guys understand that the goal is to become less comparable, to go the opposite way, right? And so if you look at any of the most renowned brands, the most profitable companies, let's say Apple. Is there any alternative to Apple if you want Apple? No. The only alternative is the opposite of Apple, which is Windows, right? And even Windows is trying to become more like Apple, right? Tesla. There's no alternative to Tesla if you want Tesla. There are knockoffs, right? Like everyone else is trying to do Tesla things, but there's only one Tesla. And so the way you know this is when there become knockoffs of your brand. Like that is an element that maybe you're on this path, right? And so the big guys know this. The big guys are becoming less like their competitors, not more. They become the only one. Number 7, the big guys know that business value is everything. And so the big guys are playing the long game. The long game is business value. Even if they don't plan to sell their business, even if you don't plan to sell your business, they build to sell their business. The big guys aren't moving fast and breaking things. At least not in important things, right? That's what they want you to think, but they're not. They're slow and methodical. They're building with the end goal in mind, which is business value, company value. And there are only 3 ways to increase e-commerce business value. And I go over actually those 3 ways in another video, which I'll link below. But the big guys leverage all 3 ways. So while others are worried about the next sale that they're going to run, or the next promotion that they're going to run, or the next product that they're going to launch, and don't see any further than that. While other people and the rest of us are just looking at the next thing, the big guys are making sure that each sale, each product launch, each email is adding to the business value as a whole. And it's compounding because they can see the vision of where they want to be. They define that, and they define that in the future. And they know exactly what it's going to take to get there. And so these 7 things that the big guys do that many don't even know about. These things are critical e-commerce strategies that actually are how you build profitable $100 million brands. If you want to build $1 million brand, same kind of thing. 10 million, same kind of thing. These are the things that you can't be taught. You can only learn them over time, over long periods of time, with a lot of money and a lot of experience. These are the things that I've only learned by doing it for 20 years with the big guys. These are the things that $100 million brands, $1 billion brands are doing. Things that you may not know, that most people don't know, and are often counterintuitive or counter to what you might hear on, social media or forums about how to start an e-commerce business. It's not about selling garbage on Amazon or building a generic Shopify store. That is not how you build a real business. Drop shipping stuff from China with no brand, that is not how you build a real business. That's a short-term play. It's these things and more that build $100 million companies with lots of profit. And these are the types of things that we teach in our mentorship programs, in our coaching programs, in all of our material. And these are the things that we actually help our private clients do who have a goal to be a $10 million, $100 million plus business. And so we've worked with lots of the big guys for years, like Old Spice, Walmart, Nike, Tony Robbins, etc. And our goal is to help all of the great brands, the brands that maybe haven't hit their stride yet, but are great brands with great products, help them succeed and be like the big guys. And so if you're a 6 to 9 figure e-commerce business who is serious about increasing your growth and value, go to metacake.com. That's metacake.com to see if we're a fit or if one of our programs are a fit for you at your stage. And until next time, thanks and never stop growing.